Ephesians 10, a dispensation of the fullness of times. No doubt, when Paul was on this earth, he had a dispensation. And he called that dispensation a kind of stewardship. And stewardship of grace is mentioned clearly in Ephesians 3:2, right? Ephesians 3:2 tells us a kind of dispensation, which was the stewardship of Paul. So, by Paul's time, there was a dispensation. There was a kind of dispensation. Even, listen, before Paul, even in the age of the law, there was also a dispensation. And even before the age of law, during the time of Noah, during the time of Abraham, there was also a dispensation. Now you can see in every age there was a dispensation. In the age of Adam, there was a dispensation. In the age of the law, there was a dispensation. In the age of grace, surely there is a dispensation of grace. And then in the age of millennium, the age of the kingdom, there will be a dispensation. Then at the fullness of all these 4 ages, there will be, I would say, a consummate, a top dispensation. Now, we have to spend a little time to find out what is a dispensation. Dispensation is not a way. Dispensation is a dispensing. Dispensing. To dispense something is dispensation. Now we have to find out in God's dispensations what He dispenses. What He dispenses. He is now dispensing Himself into us. The power of death came into man to inject Himself into man. Once Satan injected into man, he just became what? Death and darkness. And you have to know, death brings in corruption. Right? Nothing ruins the living things as death. Right? Death. Where death abounds, life abounds more. Then God came in. God came in to do what? To enliven. Satan came in to deaden. But God came in to enliven. Life. When life comes, light is here. You see? Death ruins. Life heals. Could you follow me? Here, dark to heal. And light is here to bring in the good out. It is in this kind of good order, by the healing life, that all things are hidden up in Christ. Okay, then what is the dispensation? The dispensation is just to dispense life into the deadened people. This is dispensation. This circle on the board, the dispensation which Abel probably just like this. And then the dispensation with Enoch, maybe like this. And then the dispensation with Noah, maybe like this. And then the dispensation with Abraham, maybe like this. You know what? Acts 7 says, the God of glory appeared to Abraham. I tell you, that appearing was surely a dispensing. How Abraham could have such a strong faith? Because he got dispensation. In other words, he got dispensed with God. See, something of God himself was dispensed into that called one. That called one. You have to realize it is the same. When you hear or when you heard the gospel, you repented. At the repenting time, I tell you, while you are confessing your sin, while you were confessing your sins to God, God was dispensing himself into you. What is inspiration? Inspiration is just dispensation. When God comes to inspire you, that is what he dispenses himself into you. Am I right? My, nothing can change a person like God's dispensation. 5 minutes. Even this morning, I would encourage all of you to go to the Lord for 30 minutes. You go to the Lord. Forget about your environment. Just open up yourself to him and confess all of your what? Shortcomings. All of your wrongdoings. All of your real condition. The more you confess to him in this way, I tell you, the more you open up the way for him to come to dispense himself into you. Today is to carry on a dispensation, to dispense God's life, God's nature. Dear ones, this is God's dispensation. Okay. Today, by the grace of the Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We are in a deeper, higher, wider dispensation. I tell you, until what? Until millennium comes. Then, after millennium, there will be what? A dispensation of the fullness of times. That will be the widest one. Even I cannot touch it. I'm too short. That will be the top one. Point is this. Could you see? Here is the top dispensation. Dispensation. Dispensing what? Dispensing the very triune God. Amen. Dispensing the very triune God into what? The whole city. So what? So the whole city is filled, saturated, permeated, soaked with this drinking water. I tell you, this is the top dispensation. And this was purposed by God. God purposed in order to have this top dispensation at the fullness of the time. Today, in the church life, is a miniature. There is a flow in church life, right? There is a flow of life. And this is the dispensation. But this is good. Let me tell you, today in Lord Recovery, the church life is just the miniature of that dispensation. Hallelujah. Isn't this wonderful?